Hey everyone, this is Rob.
And Michelle.
And welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast on everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meep merp.
All right, so this week up on the docket, we have an early episode.
It is an early episode. Thank God they put out a blog today, though. So we actually do this thing on the docket after we talk about ourselves. We have the player support roadmap.
Yeah, very interesting blog this week.
I'm just going to say, if I were them, I would not have revealed some of these answers.
Yeah, a lot of cool numbers to go over. So
Yeah.
glad they did come out with this. I'm going to try and not roast them too hard because
I just think it's funny.
everyone already knows they have problems. So we're just going to talk about them in constructive ways, hopefully.
Yeah,
And
I am.
Hopefully there's going to be something else tomorrow because it was a pretty slow week last week. So I was hoping for a little bit more this week.
I keep looking at the date and be like, Yama? And I'm like, no, Yama's like May 14th.
Yeah,
I don't know why I keep looking.
Yama's still a couple weeks away. So we'll be going over the roadmap and then hopefully there's something tomorrow. And then, of course, as always, we will be ending off with our Q&A as per usual. And if you want to ask any Q&A questions, whether it's about RuneScape, other games, or anything in between, feel free to reach out at any of our socials, link below, or also go to our discord.gg/Bunebape and we have a questions section.
And because you told me I need to stop saying this at the end and say in the beginning, if you like listening to us and you use Spotify, you should follow us on Spotify because it helps the algorithm. And you could like give us a little rating if you want.
Yeah, we just broke like 500 or something.
Yeah, we did. It was cool because last week I was like, oh, if some of you guys do, we're almost at 500. Now we're a couple over. So
yeah,
yay, very cool.
True. And then shout out to the person that did correct us on the correct way to triple eat. In my defense, I've almost never done it. I usually just double eat like sharks and doubloons because I'm like a really poor iron and I just don't have access to Ceradomans like that.
In my defense, I'm just a silly gal.
Yeah, so you're totally correct. You triple eat by doing food brew buon. I thought it was food buon brew, but definitely not that.
Shout out Maddie. Also, I guess that we said tormented demons aggro you after the quest, which is not true.
Yeah.
I literally went there the other day. I don't know why we thought that, but apparently we said that.
Yeah, to be fair, I've never been there besides leagues.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought they were not aggressive because I was just killing them all the time.
Yeah.
Or I thought they were aggressive, rather.
Because you were the aggressor.
Yeah. So thanks for shouting or for calling us out on that. Because that was just totally incorrect.
Yeah, and we like the when you guys call us out in nice ways.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, if you're just direct, like, oh, this is wrong. It's like, oh, cool. Yeah, totally wrong.
I like you guys always mess up, and I hate you. And here's a list of why.
Yeah, I hate it when people are like, oh, I'm not just a couple bit of good constructive criticism.
I like that.
No, I hate it because whenever they say that, it's usually followed up by not good constructive criticism.
Oh, I think you guys have been thankfully good about that.
Yeah, like
but in real life, like at work,
no. Yeah, they're like, oh, here's some criticism. You're pretty much the worst, and I hate it when content creators do this.
Whenever I first started at the call center, this woman was like saying that I was a bad active listener, and that was her constructive criticism. And I'm like, that's not constructive criticism. That's just criticism.
Yeah.
If you tell me to listen better, that's more constructive.
Yeah, but no, we're definitely wrong. So that's cool.
Thanks.
But besides that, before we get into the rest of this week's blog, Michelle, how's it going?
It's good. This is my first part recording the podcast while I'm 28.
Yeah, she's old now.
Whenever it's my birthday, I do that for everything. So like, I was thinking the other day, like, wow, last time I'm going to Costco when I'm 28. I'm gonna wash my hair tomorrow. Last time washing my hair when I'm 28. I do that for every single thing that I could think of.
You say that, but like, what if randomly we need to go to Costco and a bird poops on your head and then, all that stuff is just wrong?
Then I'm gonna say, this is the last time.
But what if it happens continuously? It's Groundhog Day.
I hate that movie. I hate whenever they do that plot where it's just everything repeating.
Yep, there you go.
It annoys me.
Well, too bad.
Did we even finish the docket? There's also gonna be a Q&A.
No, yeah, I said that at the end.
We did? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said
I didn't remember.
If you want to ask questions, ask us on
yeah,
socials.
you did. I was just so focused on like, say your thing.
Yeah. But what... Sorry. What else have you been up to?
I've been trying to do CAs. I was trying to do Grotesque Guardian ones, and it's like 5 perfect in a row. And the speed one, I'm like 8 seconds off, and people were loaning me gear, but I'm not used to their gear, so it was like kind of tilting because I'm like, I'm just not used to it. It's frustrating.
Were the Guardians grotesque?
They are so grotesque. The perfect, I did 4 in a row and then I got hit in such a silly way. And now, because I only have like 60 left on my task, if it's not perfect and I'm still on like the first half, I'm like leaving the fight and coming back.
Yeah.
Because it's, I don't get gargoyle tests that much. So
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense,
I'm,
especially if you're going for the CA.
yeah, I might try off stream because as with everything in this game, it's way more stressful when people are watching you. And I also very much think that everyone thinks I'm bad at the game. So that impacts my ability to play.
True.
Some people, when people think they're bad, they play better. Me, I'm like, you're right. I am the worst. And I just mess up.
Cool.
Self-esteem. We love it.
Random aside, you talking about the Slayer helmet reminded me that I found out recently that at Vorkath, the Slayer helmet with the Rancor is better than Void with the Salve.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Interesting.
either.
Okay. Supposedly.
I didn't look too much into it. That's just
Take
what
it
I
with a
saw.
grain of salt, am I right, ladies?
Yeah, I didn't go back, but it's not by a lot either. So obviously, most people will still not use the bill setup.
Yeah.
So
I have another huge update. My hours got cut. Woo.
big update.
Usually I work 20 days a month. Next month I'm gonna work 11 days.
Yeah, that's like so many days off.
Yeah, I'll try to stream more, I guess, because
they knew it was her birthday.
They knew it was my birthday, so they're like, let's give her the month off.
Yeah.
But never give her Monday and Fridays. For some reason, I work every Monday and Friday still. Hopefully more streaming because I'm going to get back to my e-begging roots.
Yeah.
To supplement my income.
Where we were all born.
Yeah. I was like, I could pay all of our bills except for groceries. You have to pay for all the groceries.
Cool.
So I can't pay all my bills. That's what I'm up to. I'm applying for jobs, by the way.
No levels or anything?
No,
do you play the game?
Honestly, not much.
Damn, that's nuts.
I play when I stream mostly because we're busy this weekend. I don't remember why.
Do you think you'll get maxed even remotely close by the time sailing comes out?
No, especially if it's coming out this year. No.
And damn.
Yeah, they should put it off till next year.
Yeah, we should just keep replaying you saying that you're going to do it 2 years ago.
I didn't say I was going to do it this year because I knew.
Okay.
How are you?
Good. I haven't really played anything. I played like
nothing. No, you need levels.
No,
it doesn't feel
I played like 2 hours of Path of Exile, and that was it.
No levels.
No levels. I jokingly was like, had like a very fleeting feeling of, oh, I should start a new account, and then that
in
feeling
RuneScape or PoE?
In RuneScape, and I was like, oh, that feeling went away almost immediately.
Yeah.
But
dude, you love new accounts.
It was there for a minute. Then I was like, I'm actively playing less. That would be so foolish because.
Yeah, he like even talked about in therapy how he's like has a toxic relationship with gaming sometimes. Yeah. So you're doing good actually. Like not playing much.
I have not been playing much. I've just been focusing a lot on studying.
I don't even know what I'm doing, but I don't have time to play outside of stream.
I have like.
I guess just going to the gym is really like the main thing, and playing with the cats.
Yeah, I mean that's an extra like 3 to 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
So. That's a lot of time, but yeah. Anyways, we're done mumbling, kind of droning on about nothing significant. We do have some stuff to go over.
Everyone likes it, and also we have timestamps for that reason.
We do have timestamps. So if you just got here, we're gonna start talking about the.
Nope, we're not talking about that yet. We had the community thing.
Oh yeah, if you just got here, we're gonna talk about the community stuff. Is what I meant to say.
So the timestamps have not happened yet. Okay, just a couple things that we wanted to share. First is Madaiza tweeted, I'm stepping down as lead community manager.
Rest in peace.
Yes. I'm extremely happy to announce that I'm now the associate director for community management on OSRS. Time to update the bio, I guess. Someone asked, like, those sound similar. What's the difference? And he said, in essence, it's very similar, just more responsibility at a studio level. So Jeezy on promotion.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, but
sneaky
different.
way of saying you got a promotion.
Yeah, it's
I'm stepping
like
down to step up.
It's like whenever people make those posts, like, "Oh, I'm no longer a boyfriend.
I'm a fiance."
I'm a fiance. It's like, all right, cool, but also weird.
Why'd you guys try to trick us? Did you ever do that thing with your voicemail where it was mean? I felt bad, but I did it.
No.
You leave your voicemail saying hello, and then you're just quiet for 10 seconds, and you say, nah, I'm not really here. You fell for it. Leave a voicemail. I did that, and then I changed it because I was like, oh my God, what if someone like died? Like, I'd feel bad if there's like an emergency.
No.
So I changed it.
I never did. I never have
and
ever
I've fallen for it.
Customized my voicemail, I don't think.
Yeah. Whenever it goes to your voicemail, it's just silent for 5 seconds.
Yeah. I think that's typical. Yeah. And also that does remind me of like back then, whenever like phones were becoming like more regular. There was like a thing for a while where if you called someone instead of a ringtone, it'd be a song. Like you could pay to make it a song.
People still do that.
That's weird.
Not as much now.
Yeah, because it's weird.
Yeah, I used to really want a cell phone when I was in the 5th grade. I ended up getting one, I think, later in the 5th grade. I got a pink Razor, not trying to brag. But I would always be like, oh my God, whenever I get a phone, I'm going to make my ringtone Hips Don't Lie by Shakira.
Shakira.
By Shakira.
Nice.
Yes. I know how to say names.
Shout out.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did. But, you know, it would have been a jam, and I still like that song.
I don't know why, but this whole time I've been imagining having the song as like X gonna give it to you just like over and over again.
You should do that.
I should do that because no one calls me.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Whenever I did a cosplay as Kim Possible like years ago, like 8 years ago for Comic-Con, I did change my phone's ringtone. So whenever someone texted, it was the little, yeah, the little Kim Possible noise.
Yeah, I've heard that so much.
A lot of people have that.
That
still.
one and the Metal Gear Solid ringtone. I know you don't. I know you haven't played the game, but it has a very, very similar to Kim Possible, a very noticeable ringtone.
So yeah, people still do the customized ringtone, but they don't really do songs anymore.
Yeah, to be fair, both of those ringtones are actual like ringtones. They're just more identifiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had in high school, because I was like so cool and different, obviously. I used like one of the standard ringtones, but it was called like UFO and it sounded sci-fi. And then I changed it. What's the movie where they have the Tiptoe Through the Tulip song? Is it City?
I don't know the name.
It's creepy, but it's like tiptoe.
Yeah, I know the
Okay.
song. You don't need.
I made that my ringtone because it was like, oh, I'm so cool and quirky and emo. But like honestly, it kind of scared me sometimes when I was home alone. My phone started ringing. I'm like, like I don't like
Yeah,
that.
that's really bizarre of you to do.
I was trying to like flex, but it actually scared me kind of. But I had to show off to everyone that I was like cool and emo, so I kept it. It was that for years.
Sick.
Oh, and my text ringtone was Voldemort going, I forgot about that.
Wow, you were such a cool person growing up.
Thanks.
Let's get into something equally as cool. The other stuff that we want to talk about for community.
He was gonna say the roadmap, and I pointed
was
at
going to
his
say
phone.
the roadmap, but yeah, we're not talking about the roadmap yet.
We're never gonna talk about the roadmap.
We're actually. I was gonna joke and say the roadmap's not cool, but
I thought it was pretty interesting.
the next thing I wanted to talk about is actually genuinely really cool.
Okay, which one? The Porkazard?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about Porkazard.
Go for it.
Porkazard is insane. For anyone that doesn't know, Porkazard.
Clinically?
Yeah, clinically, because Porkazard is, for anyone that doesn't know, arguably, kind of not arguably, the best player in the game currently.
Yeah, definitely one of at least.
Absolutely in the conversation of best players in the game. Not even close. Like, honestly, there's other players that are really good, you know, like Noob Type, Cold One, like other people that I'm obviously not mentioning because I don't know all of them. But
he's on the mind right now, or they're on the mind. I don't actually know their gender.
Yeah.
Because they just posted a crazy video, 6-hour-long video. We just watched it a few minutes ago.
Porkazard has previously set, I think they set the record, or at least there was like kind of a little back and forth between who could actually do the maximum amount of awakened leviathans in one inventory. Originally, I think it was like 24, then it crept up to like 26, and then eventually him, I think also someone else was able to get the full 27 kills in one inventory. That means
no food.
Obviously no food, or at least you started out with food and then ended with no food. And you're able to do 27 without dying. Well, Porkazard was able to level it up a little bit.
They're like, you know what? Too easy.
Yeah. So I don't know what he did. Did he bring
I think it was a looting bag.
Yeah, he brought a looting bag.
But that means that they left to go to the bank, which is fine. For the sake of the video, is fine because you can't open the looting bag when you're out and about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, after the fact.
Yeah.
So he brought the looting bag and was able to fully fill up his inventory as well as the looting bag inventory, getting a total of 54 awakened Leviathan kills in one inventory with obviously no food or anything like that. And I think it was 6 hours because we briefly scanned it. We think it was 6 hours because in between kills, he obviously had no food, so he would sit and wait for his life to regen.
We're pretty sure. We didn't watch the whole video.
Yeah.
But that was definitely the vibe.
Correct us if we're wrong, but I think he would leave the arena and like wait for his health to regen for the most part.
Because the prayer was staying the same. So it definitely wasn't a pool.
Yeah, because his prayers were, you know, fairly perfect. So that he didn't need to like go get pots, obviously that would defeat the purpose. But yeah, so he just needed to wait for a little bit of health to come back.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, insanely good player.
And we were very confused because we were watching on Reddit while a funny video was playing underneath it, and we're like, why did he have so many sound effects? And we didn't realize he was playing 2 videos at
and the
once.
fact that it's a 6-hour long video, I'm like, surely he didn't edit 6 hours.
I just thought that was just nuts. I'm like, this doesn't even make sense, but okay.
Yeah, if you've never seen Porkazard, I'd recommend checking out some of their videos. Obviously, a very talented player.
Very.
Yeah, it was really cool to see.
And then one other thing that you might have already heard about, because I know some people have spoken about it, but the Browning, it's a metal band. I think that they're like electronica metal or something. I don't know. I googled them earlier.
I have no idea, but yeah,
I don't listen to metal, to be honest.
The band name is The Browning. Like, imagine what you do in your shorts.
He means pooping your pants. So this one singer, and I think we mentioned it before, like the lead singer, he got maxed RuneScape account, and he had like a thing in game. He made a short of it, so it's at Johnny McBee. Johnny does not have an H. And he was just like, yeah, if you guys give me a bill, I'll literally tattoo 2277 on my face.
Yeah, people were already willingly donating gold to him, and then he said this offhandedly.
And he did.
And yeah, eventually people donated around 300, 400 mil, and then someone just donated the full 700 mil. And he got a full-on 2277 tattooed
like
under his eye.
And it was in white ink, so. Because Robert was like, oh my gosh, but we're going to get sailing. And I'm like, he knows, but it's the vibe. I get it.
He's going to have to get 2376 tattooed under it.
Cross it out.
Yeah.
I understand, because I'm definitely that person. You know, he already wanted that tattoo. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't say that.
That's
often.
literally me on stream. I'm like, if you guys give subs, I'll get this tattoo. And then they don't give subs, and 2 months later, I get the tattoo anyway, because I just wanted the tattoo.
Yeah, I mean, he's already incredibly tattooed. He has them on his hands, which is kind of a sign of you're running out of places at that point. I haven't seen him besides that, but that's usually a sign.
Yeah. But I just thought that was kind of cool. I wanted to show it. The video was funny.
No, yeah, it was pretty cool. So I think that is it.
Now we can really talk about what we've been up to this week.
What we've really been up to. Anyway,
the roadmap.
I've been playing for 80 hours a day, every day. No, we do have to go over the roadmap, because it is kind of a crazy blog.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
They have a full video on this as well.
Okay, I was telling Robert, it looks like people were not consulted for the thumbnail, and they were just like, all right, pose for this picture, because everyone's vibe is so different.
Some people are
like
happy,
serious, kind of menacing.
Honestly, he looks like in just absolute like, I don't know, like he's been told the most terrible news
ever. You know what
he
looks like? He looks just disappointed in himself. So he was probably the one having to say sad stuff.
It looks like they told him that it was all his fault.
He was like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
His soul has been shattered by the news that he just got.
Madaiza looks like he just found out about his promotion, very smiley and happy.
Madaiza looks like he's never not had that reaction to anything.
Yeah. And Madash is holding coffee, wearing a pride shirt. Anyway, there's more people in this, of course. We did not watch the video, but we read the blog. I was reading it to us over dinner and laughing.
It was very telling.
So this year, we're making substantial improvements to our player support services. You've told us loud and clear that we need to do better, and throughout 2025, that's exactly what we plan to do. Our goal is to enhance your overall experience, ensure you receive the high-quality support you deserve, and rebuild your trust in player support.
It's a long road ahead.
We have a roadmap for a reason.
Yeah, like the yellow brick road.
Yeah, but it's like filled with false bands.
True. It's the yellow text, black background brick road.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So the player support survey was sent out in December 2024, and it's directly informed our work. We want to make sure we're focusing on the areas that are most important to our community. Following that, we've ensured that all areas of the studio, from OSRS to RuneScape 3 developers to community management, player support, and beyond, have all worked together to make sure we're addressing your biggest concerns. And let's get into the numbers, because the numbers are crazy.
Yeah, fairly embarrassing. 7,000 players completed the survey. Not very many. That's less than 1/10 of the normal amount of players that play every day.
Again, I will just say, if I was in charge of the survey, I'm glad they released it. I think it's very good that they released it, very transparent.
Yeah.
I would feel too embarrassed to release it. It's pretty bad.
I will give them the benefit of the doubt that less people were probably paying attention to news at the time, because it was in December of last year. So maybe
we talked about
people were on holiday. Maybe people just paid less attention to the news or didn't listen to
I think a
podcasts
lot
as
of people
much.
just don't take surveys, especially on player support.
I think people
like-
take less surveys when it's not about game related stuff.
Exactly.
So I will give them a slight nod there that that's probably just generally they're not going to have strong numbers on this type of survey.
Yeah.
That being said,
we'll go back and forth to the numbers, yeah?
they said that 31% of customers were satisfied with customer support. That is such an abysmally low number that it like, I don't even know how to react to it other than obviously.
Yeah. 29% of people were unsatisfied. That's a third of the people in the community. 39% felt neutral. I'm assuming that's people like me who haven't had issues, so hasn't had to deal with it. Because I don't really feel any type of way. I see other people's reactions, but I don't truly know the experience.
Yeah. 94% said it is important that support is easily contactable.
Of these 94%, 45% said Jagex is performing poorly.
That's almost half. That's pretty high. 91% also said being able to contact a human is important.
Of these, 47% said Jagex is performing poorly.
And also 80% said quick response times are important.
Of these, 34% say Jagex is performing poorly.
Okay.
I will give them super kudos because they could be highlighting it and say that 66 say it's good,
Yeah.
That would make it seem like a big difference.
I guess so.
But they're very much owning up to the fact that they're like, yeah, it's bad.
It is. Yeah, it is
Situation's dire.
a dastardly high number.
It is.
They also go on to say that 71% of players dislike not having live chats. I mean, it is 2025. I don't know who doesn't have live chats.
Robert thought this one was the nuttiest thing of all. 66% of respondents, that is 2 out of every 3 people, has either had their account hijacked or knew someone who has.
That is
You
insane.
had it, so I've known you.
Yeah, that is insane.
Wow.
That is such a large number.
2 out of every 3 people? What in the
Considering
world?
if you think about it, if we, obviously this is only 7,000. This isn't how statistics work. But if we did extrapolate that to a larger player base, the game
bizarre.
gets at least 700,000 players a month, right? At least,
Yeah.
which is 100 times this. So
Don't make me do this math.
If 600,000 people of like, okay,
you should have said 600.
I was going to say
a
a million,
easier.
which is why I said 600,000.
Oh, okay. Okay, go.
Yeah, okay. We'll say 30%
We love
of
math.
700K, which is overall 420,000, 420 blaze it, 420,000 players of the 700K pretending that's how much play know someone or have been hacked.
I can believe that.
That would be such a insane, unhinged amount of account compromises. I mean, sure, like you could say like, oh, if one person gets hacked, that's a big enough person, then the ripple effect, everyone knows that person.
Yeah.
Sure. But I mean,
that's still insane.
We just talked about like the week before last that a ton of people don't like look at news or at
when they were
anything.
saying how a lot of people don't even use the RuneScape social media, so they're not posting about it complaining, they're just probably emailing a game.
The majority of people aren't on Reddit, they aren't on Discord, they're not looking at these things that happen in the community, and so it's like those are the type of people that are responding to these surveys, and they still are saying that 66% have either had their account compromised or know someone that had.
That's rough.
To be fair, the game is old, but that's just a unacceptably high number by any standard.
87% of people want Jagex to lock their account hijacked so they can recover it. I don't know why that wouldn't be 100, but okay.
Yeah. The next one is 63% were worried they would not be able to recover their Jagex account if lost.
I'm scared of that for sure.
I mean, unless I think we're like on the cusp of potentially being some of the people that could like maybe get a hold of one of the mods to like get looked into our accounts personally.
We know people who could probably help us.
Get
a hold of them.
If you are like any lower, like if you're just a regular human that doesn't get a million like likes on their post on Reddit, chances of you getting your account back is so incredibly low.
Yeah.
Not good.
I feel like you have to know people. Thankfully now I'm actually more social and have friends. But yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of which, those that are banned, 77% that appeal the ban were unsatisfied with the experience. And we joked whenever we talked about this that because the experience is you just say, I want to appeal it, and they say denied
They say
immediately.
no.
Well, almost immediately, it's just
Too bad.
denied.
89% of players want to receive confirmation of their cheating report.
Yeah.
That's what we already went over. I think they already added that.
Well, they added that for
Botting.
Yeah, they added that for botting, not for cheating.
Oh, not for like railroad trading and all that. Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, I thought that they should, we even talked about that. We thought that they should add it for pretty much everything that you can report for.
Which I think they kind of get into, like kind of doing that later.
Yeah. I mean, they could easily get into that, but the fact that they still don't have it already is kind of lame. The next one is that 71% of players want Jagex to take action on chat spam.
Chat spam is annoying, but it's not something I think about until people bring it up. Because I don't talk in game much.
I think about it every time I go to the GE.
I remember Annan arguing with a chat bot, and someone at the GE was like, you know that's a bot, right?
Literally.
And he was like, I don't care, I just want to yell at it. 90% of players would dislike it if Jagex did not control in-game botting. Why did they word it like that?
You know what's crazy is 10% of people don't care about bots genuinely.
Kind of me.
I mean, I guess those 10% might be Iron Man. Who knows?
Yeah, true. But what's already improved? There's some stuff that's looking good.
Yeah, so they do try to say that they've done stuff. I mean, they have, but so they have a little bit of a rebuttal.
Yeah. Starting out with the chat spam reduction. So the advanced spam filters we implemented in January 2025, I don't even remember that, have resulted in 5,400 mutes, an average of 92 per day. Although the initial impact may not have been immediately noticeable to all players, we're continually refining these filters based on real-time data and feedback. You should expect to see further improvements in the reduction of unwanted spam as we enhance our systems throughout the year.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the thing is, like, a lot of spammers, they don't change their MO a lot. Like, usually it'll be like one message, a different message. Like, there might be like 3 or 4, but it's not like actual sentences. You just be like, oh, they're typing roughly the same thing repeated for like hours on end.
Yeah.
That's probably not normal.
Very true.
Like, it's yeah, I don't know. I feel like that should be easier to detect. The next one is going to be reporting outcomes. So this has been live since March 2025. Players who report bots and macroing will now be notified. So this is what we just talked about.
Yeah, I remember when we talked about this first going out. I thought it was longer ago.
Yeah, I guess not. It's
weird. It's only been a month.
Yeah, it's only been a month. As 89% of those who filled out the December survey have suggested. We hope this change will help you see that reporting rule breaking really does make a difference.
I think that's actually kind of huge because if you're reporting stuff and you keep seeing bots all over, you're probably like, oh my God, that's the guy I just reported. Like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
And also, I mean, I guess there are a bunch of people that aren't botting that just look like it.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah. But I think this should be expanded. I think it'd be pretty easy to expand it. Just if you have reported someone and they have been banned, it should just tell you.
It will send it to your player inbox.
Yeah.
Right now we only have for bots and macroing though.
Yep.
April 2025. So phase 1 has been live from April 23rd, 6 days ago from when we're recording this. We're introducing a new centralized point of contact for all player support requests with a phase release starting from the end of April. You can now see the status of your tickets, update them easily, and manage queries from one streamlined location. Due to technical limitations on older account types, this feature is only available to users with Jagex accounts. All users will still receive a reply via email. I still have a lot of friends who refuse to switch to Jagex accounts.
Yeah, of course.
I like it. I'm not going to lie. I actually really like having the account.
Okay. And then we have the roadmap improvements. So this is the actual player support roadmap.
What's coming next?
Yeah, hopefully what they're going to continue to improve on for player support services with a clear focus on 3 core pillars: support provision, resolving account issues, and cheating detection and removal.
Cool.
So in the near future, they're going to be trying to get out the chat spam model. This will be including cheating detection and removal. That's the umbrella this falls under. So this is just going to hopefully clear up the thing I was just joking about, where someone just is typing
the same thing
for
hours.
5 variations of trying to scam you of your Tebow for like 8 hours a day. Hopefully this will deal with that, because obviously that's a scam. Or even if it's not a bot, it's a scam. Just yeah, and it's chat spam.
I've always wanted to like put in the inventory to see what they say, but I think that's scary.
Yeah, that's
everyone tells me don't do it.
That's just not worth it.
I want
But yeah, hopefully that'll be coming this winter.
Last
Oh,
winter.
actually,
It
last
should be
winter.
in.
It should be in. I think. I
They're
mean,
gonna improve on it.
yeah. Hopefully they actually do more to it.
You're like, I hope we get these soon. Oh my god, it's already in the game.
Well, it says it's underway, so it's like
Yeah,
I don't know.
is the phase 1 or whatever.
I don't know how much more extensive it'll be, but hopefully it's more extensive.
Yeah. Then we also have the cheating detection removal reporting outcomes. That's done. In spring of 2025, a few more things. So, support provision. We're going to get improved player support response times, increased use of existing Jagex account authentication, and single point of support contact phase 1.
Yeah, so that's kind of what they're just talking about. And then in the summer of this year, they're going to go to phase 2 of the single point of contact for the support provision. This is just, and for support provision, that just means they're provisioning the resources, aka humans, I'm guessing, to provide more support. So I'm guessing they're just going to continue hiring more. That's
I'm
what the
literally going to
provisions
apply
is.
again. I don't care. Like, just hire me. I have like 9 years of customer experience, please.
Yeah, chances are they're outsourcing this to a third world country, but
America?
yeah.
I have a chance?
Yeah, you do have a chance. But yeah, so hopefully that'll make, getting to contact support of a human easier, hopefully.
Yeah.
And also along with that, they're going to hopefully add account hijacking detection.
Yeah, we get more into detail about all these soon, by the way. That one I'm very eager about.
Yeah.
In autumn, we can expect to see improved ban repeals, anti-cheat real-world trading focus, live chat, and Jagex account secure account recovery.
And lastly, which just says and beyond, so we'll probably never get these, but display name self-service. So this is for anyone that obviously has ever tried to swap names. It is practically impossible because there are bots trying all hours of the day.
Yeah.
But hopefully you'll be able to reserve your name and do it
you'll be able to
properly.
switch between characters on your Jagex account. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. And then lastly, Jagex account pain points.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
So jumping a little bit further into the details, April 2025, they're hoping to have the faster response times introduced, and hopefully they're aiming for 48 hours of response time. And this will also introduce live chat during peak times later in the year.
So that's not April 2025.
Yeah. So I was like, I was like, why would they include that when it literally in the sentence says later in the year?
That's
But
funny.
anyways, hopefully they are going to improve response times and also
Respawning.
also respawn times.
Yeah. Summer 2025, improved Jagex account security signposting. We know that Jagex accounts offer significantly stronger security than legacy RuneScape accounts. They are,
Which is like none.
yeah, legacy accounts are 4 times more likely to be hijacked. However, we noticed that many players aren't fully using the enhanced security options that come with Jagex accounts. This can leave accounts more vulnerable and in rare cases result in players losing access entirely. To help prevent this, we'll be making those security options more visible during the login process and encouraging you to enable them for better protection. We're also working to reduce the risk of hijackers migrating legacy accounts to Jagex accounts without the owner's knowledge. I think everyone was a little afraid of that.
Yeah.
That was I think that was one of the reasons, like in the back of my head, I was like, I want an account just in case.
True. Also, for anyone like just, I don't know, curious, maybe you have like a trash password. If your password is longer than like 8 characters, no matter what the characters are, chances are if you do lose your account, it's because you will like click on a phishing email or something. You will get like social engineered in some way.
Oh.
Your account will not get hacked. It'll take like years for them to like brute force even a password that's literally all ones, as long as it's like more than like 8 to 10 long, is still, chances are you'll just give your account away instead of getting hacked. Like that doesn't really happen.
Okay.
But
hopefully.
I mean, if your password is like the word password, chances are that'll just be immediately hacked. But
whenever you're talking about it, I was thinking, how many letters is password? I think it's 7. Wait, PASSWORD. It's 8. It's 8.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I was trying to count my fingers but listen to you at the same time and I miscounted.
Yeah, obviously
love math.
take that with a grain of salt. Don't make your password literally password 123. That's more
And
than
don't make it 11111.
more than 8. But I mean, you get the hint. So chances are you just be aware, because this is also kind of a PSA. There have been more account phishing things that I've seen pop up recently, especially around the Dragon Wilds release. A lot of people are getting emailed about that. You will not get emailed about that, chances are. And also double check who it's being sent from, all the normal stuff, because I've seen people get those, not necessarily get hacked, but they're getting them.
Yeah, scary.
Yeah. The next one is going to be
Speaking
in
of,
the summer, account hijacking detection. So this is a really good thing to have. I don't know why this wasn't already in there, but so they're trying to implement systems that will detect suspicious login attempts. So if a hijack attempt is detected, your account will temporarily be locked to secure it against unauthorized access, obviously, until it becomes verified. So that'll hopefully protect your account, but it is weirdly enough, a lot of people that play have the same password as they do on their email, which is
it's
directly
true. You shouldn't do that.
connected and usually a part of people's login.
Yeah.
So obviously, unless you have like a really OG account that has a username still,
But
you're
even
gonna.
then, they could still. Well, you could change your
No, I was
username.
gonna say your login is directly your email, obviously. So
Yeah.
it's just way easier to try to hack both at the same time. So just make them different passwords.
Hmm.
It's not that big a deal.
I thought that one was really funny though, because like people obviously buy services in game,
Yeah.
so that means that like whenever the person like going to do the infernal cape for them logs in, they're gonna be like, wait, hold on 1 second, and have to like authorize the two-factor and be like, okay, go.
No, yeah, that happens in World of Warcraft all the time.
I wonder if it's gonna make it easier to track
Because
people doing that.
I think a majority for sure have authenticators built
Mm-hmm.
into World of Warcraft. They even give you incentives similar to how they do in RuneScape, where you get extra bank space. Like you'll get extra bank space, you'll get like additional incentives. But yeah, like if anyone logs into your account, they'll just like read you their authenticator, which is 6 digits. You
Yeah.
have a whole minute to do it, so it's not like a hard thing to do. But yeah, that'll definitely happen.
Interesting. Next one.
Yeah, the next one is going to
Or was
be.
it me actually? It
Yeah,
was.
it was,
Damn,
but
it was.
it's fine. Also in the summer, they're going to improve the ban appeal process,
Big
which
summer.
yeah, currently it's just usually they're like, no, you're still banned. And so hopefully that'll change this time. You have the ability to appeal. Obviously, you have two opportunities of just
You could
and
appeal your appeal.
yeah, so you have two opportunities instead of just one if you believe that your ban was incorrect. So hopefully this will put it in front of a real life person that can actually see if you were, cheating or whatever you got
Would be
banned for.
ideal.
And they'll also begin providing clearer information as to why you've been banned
That's good.
instead
They're
of
always
just
so vague.
yeah, it's usually just macro
I was like, what?
macro botting or major botting or something like that.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you.
It should be like what actually happened and when.
Yeah, because I know some people just get their account hacked, come back and realize it's been hacked and they don't know why they got banned. So yeah, it'll be nice to know.
They can't
Also,
reveal every detail though, they said, because it'll give away their secret methods.
no, yeah, obviously they're just gonna be more specific, like, oh, you
Phishing.
you were botting. They're not
Like
gonna tell you,
you're
oh,
there
you
forever.
were botting for 8 hours straight,
Oh.
4 days in a row at this specific spot.
Yeah.
All the ticks were exactly the same. Like they're not gonna say that, but obviously if you were cheating, you know it.
Okay.
They also say that they put a great deal of work into mitigating false positives. Obviously, you don't want to be banned for doing nothing. However, we are human and acknowledge that we can make mistakes. I don't know where they're going with this. They say one of our biggest issues players face was the lack of direct route to query decisions made by our system. Our single point of contact improvements will also help with this, helping with you reaching support to discuss your case further. So again, just hopefully getting your case in front of a real life person.
And every ban is now gonna be double checked by a second member of the team. The first member is
Sure.
probably a bot.
So they'll hire the one additional person, and then those two will be checking,
Yes.
and those two will be the only ones employed.
They're
upping the workforce by 100% technically.
I forgot to look to see if they're hiring. I'm like, please. I know customer service. Anyway, July 2025, single point of contact, full implementation.
Full.
Building upon phase one will introduce further improvements, including a user-friendly contact widget, a modern search function to help guide you towards resolution, and an even simpler, streamlined ticket creation process. This will make it easier and quicker for you to reach the support team when you need assistance.
Yeah.
Basic stuff.
The next one is going to be an autumn live chat implementation. This will be
I'm excited for
available
that.
from 1400 to 2300, which is a really weird time frame. Not available to a lot of people, I'm sure. I don't know why it's not longer. Anyways, they're going to be rolling out in phases from July to September. Outside of these live hour support tickets will be responded to within 48 hours, similar as like we said earlier.
Yeah. We want to be open and realistic with you. Live chat is new to us, and we know implementing it fully will be a challenge.
That's embarrassing. It's 2025.
There might be bumps along the way. It might not always work perfectly right from the start, and we might have to adjust our approach based on feedback or technical considerations. That said, we're committed to making it work. We'll always keep you informed about how things are going. If something is not working as intended, we'll let you know and tell you exactly how we're fixing it.
That's kind of crazy if you think about it, because we've advanced so far past
Live
live
chat.
chats that now it's just being AI automated because it's just so simple and obvious.
I mean, I'm okay with them hiring real people because I'm like, hire me.
Yeah, sure. The next one is going to be the anti-cheating team's real-world trading focus.
Cool.
Very, very many words to say that they're going to try and crack down on real-world
I feel like
trading.
there's gonna be a lot of bans in autumn of 2025.
For the millionth time, they're going to try and do this more. I mean, just this is kind of, I guess, realistically a continuing battle.
Yeah, it can never be completely done.
Yeah, they have some like cool stuff they're trying to flex. They're saying that they removed 19 trillion GP of real world traded stuff.
This year so far, I think.
This year. Actually, that just says in general. I don't know if that's this year.
Yeah, but it said showcasing our improved anti-cheating measures so far. So that's since they improved.
The only reason I don't know if that's just this year is because the other point says
they did
specifically
say, yeah,
just this year. They do say that there was a 23% increase in bot detections compared to last year, and also over 700, nearly 750,000 accounts have been banned for macroing.
So
since
it was
January of this year.
It was a 23% minus 23% increase. So is that just a 23% decrease?
Yeah, that's why I just said 23% increase in bot detection, because
yeah, I don't like the way they worded that. It confuses me.
I think the dash is accidental.
Oh, okay, could be. They're doing better supposedly.
Yeah,
is what they're trying to say here.
So it seems like they're doing better on all fronts. I mean, almost 1 million accounts banned this year, and it's not even halfway through the year, which is kind of crazy.
It is gnarly. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of stuff going on. A lot of macroing.
Yeah.
I definitely would like them to also focus on not just macroing. I want to see the other stuff too.
Well, like what else even is there? Services?
I mean, macroing is like a big part of it for like bots and stuff, and for like PvP, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, like there's a lot of real world trading, like we just said, like people can play your account, like those.
Yeah, services and stuff.
Yeah, the services are a really big one.
Definitely. They do say that while their detection and removal capabilities are stronger than ever, eliminating real world trading is not realistic, but it should make a noticeable reduction in its activity.
Yeah.
I don't really see it. Well, I guess I wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't see it.
Anyway, autumn in 2025, Jagex account secure recovery. We'll explore ways to enhance Jagex account recovery with improved verification methods. Potential improvements could include recognizing trusted devices and sessions, supporting passkeys for passwordless logins, or sending push notifications alerting you to new logins. I like the push notification one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Kind of like
so
your credit card, like they'll let you know if some random stuff is happening on your card.
Only happened once, and it's whenever we got the stimulus checks back in 2020, because I bought like a whole set of patio furniture for our balcony, and it was so weird and uncharacteristic that I got a text being like, "Was this you?
Yeah.
You don't go outside."
They're like, just so you know, someone stole your card and is going outside.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe, and they seemingly have a yard. Jokes on them. It was a patio, and the set barely fit out there.
It did.
It was pushing it. Anyway, moving on. So Jagex account specific issues, what we're working on next. These are some of the main concerns we've heard from player feedback. World hopping and character switching on mobile, Steam, and Jagex launcher. I hate having login on mobile. Side note. I know it's not quite the same, but
yeah, that's annoying. But also, there's literally no way of character switching outside of obviously changing accounts.
Yeah. Recovery and account security improvements. Jagex launcher compatibility, like Linux. Elevated rights management.
Shout out to Linux, dude.
I thought so, sure. It's not Linux. There's no way. Jagex launcher and accounts reliability, Jagex and character account management improvements, and safely transfer display names between characters within your Jagex account. That's what we were touching on a little bit earlier. I hate that I said touching on, like that sounded weirdly professional. That we mentioned earlier is that right now, like if I had an account named Michelle, I wish I did. That probably cost so much gold. And I was like, I want to make that my main account. I would have to like try to time it perfectly to get that account before someone else could snipe it.
Yeah,
So that's why you could just change
still
it.
get sniped.
You probably would still get sniped.
One thing that I wish they would implement, which I've only ever seen with actual high security things um cryptocurrency accounts and stuff like that,
Mhm.
is there's ways to implement like fail-safe codes. Like if your account gets compromised, or if if you just forget, I guess, your login and stuff like that, there is like a set of like actually just straight up erased after the fact, like passcodes.
They have that for Jagex accounts.
Oh, do they?
They do. I don't know where my numbers are. Where my
Yeah,
passwords are. I
yeah.
don't even know if they're numbers.
Okay, so they
They do
have
have
that.
that.
Okay, cool.
It's like a one-time login. Literally only one time it will be deleted, and you only have like 6 of them.
Yeah.
Which, like, what if you'd use all 6?
Well, then damn.
Then clearly you need to write down your password somewhere at home. I don't know.
Well, I was thinking not so much as like a way for you to get it back into your account, but for like a failsafe to like lock your account.
Oh, okay.
And that, like, because like if someone gets access to your account, obviously you don't want them to like liquidate your account or whatever. So if like you notice, I mean, chances are it'll happen anyways. But if you like implement the the passphrase or whatever, then it would just like freeze your account, and like so the company would know that like something is happening to your account.
It gives you a fighting chance.
Because I mean, a lot of people do have the passcodes on their account now, so someone who hacks into your account has to wait for 5 days or whatever.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize.
No, yeah, whenever you remove your PIN from your bank.
Oh,
there's
oh
like
yeah,
there's
you
like
can't
a 5
change
day.
it for 5 days.
Yeah, there's like a 5-day cooldown.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, so I
maybe
was like,
10.
if they had like some kind of lockdown procedure for that with codes that were only available to you on account creation, that would be cool.
I still have the whole paranoia thing that whenever I log out, I like unequip my scythe and bank it just in case.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll wear other gear, but not the really expensive stuff.
Yeah, might as well, just in case. Anyways, they look forward to winter 2025 and beyond. There's additional improvements and feedback they're hoping to get from the community that they're staying on the right track. Obviously, I would just take all this with a big grain of salt. Honestly, they do say that they're trying to make additional changes on top of these ones, and they are going to do additional surveys that aren't obtrusive, or are unobtrusive rather.
I thought this was weird. They're going to introduce short in-game satisfaction surveys. The quick unobtrusive surveys will appear occasionally while you're in-game.
Yeah, no one likes that.
They'll only ever show when you're in a safe area, not actively busy with any tasks. They take just seconds to complete, but the insight is invaluable to us.
Yeah, no.
If it's like, maybe how it does like the news post with the link on top, I'd be okay with that. I'm like, what do you mean?
I feel like if it is the first time you are logging in for the day and you get the welcome message, it should just be like, we have a survey, or take our survey.
Click yes or no here.
Yeah, like that should be all there is. Like,
I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah.
I haven't looked it up to see. I mean, is that a thing that's already happened? Yeah, they have introduced it.
Okay. I haven't seen them because I haven't logged in, but yeah, that sounds not very convenient or unobtrusive. But yeah, hopefully they improve it. It's funny because the top comment on the subreddit for this post of this blog was someone like, all right, cool, I've seen these types of blogs literally a million times over the years. So hopefully you guys fix things, but I'm honestly not going to hold my breath. And Aiza responded and was like, yeah, no, that's totally understandable. Hopefully Jagex actually delivers, because I mean, he has no control over this.
He's not part of this team.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he did, it takes, a team of people
it takes a village
work on this many things at once.
Yeah.
So.
It's just one person.
Oh, speaking of Aiza, someone else actually is stepping down from the role at Jagex.
Who?
Mod Kieran.
Oh.
Because they also got a promotion.
To what? CEO?
No, he's like the actual director of like game design now or something like that. Like it was like a big shot role.
That's crazy for the LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Resume gonna be looking so good.
Yeah, he announced it on Twitter as well.
That's so
I don't remember the exact position, but it was like either a director or assistant director or something like that.
Dude, it is promotion season at Jagex.
Yeah, I think so.
You think it's time that they could hire new people? Me?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it is coming on end of year, which is weird because I think they do promotions at most companies after end of fiscal.
That's right.
which is like June.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Like my raises are after June, so that
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, either way, it seems like it is promotion season. So shout out to all the mods that surely got promoted.
Yeah. And to all the people replacing. That must be why Mod Rachel's suddenly a community manager then, replacing Aiza. He was a community manager?
He was a community manager, but she's just I mean, she is a community manager, but he was the lead community manager.
Oh, so it's a different role.
Yeah.
Okay. Before moving to the next blog, there is a next blog, by the way. It's going to be Poll 84 Batch 2. We're going to talk about if we had updates in between because it's a different day.
Yeah.
But we stopped mid-blog. I don't have a big update, but I did want to share that I did the GGCAs, and I'm really excited about it because the other day I spent hours working on the Grotesque Guardians and getting like kind of like frustrated. And yesterday I got them both within 43 minutes.
Big.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that. And now I went back to Hydra. I haven't been to Hydra in like 2 years. I got the KC. I think I was praying wrong the entire time. I kept doing it backwards. And I had no food left and was at like 30 health. So
Huge.
I got the KC though.
Huge for the account.
I literally have like 130 KC there. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, only a few thousand more to go and you'll get the pet.
Yeah. Have you been up to anything?
No, not even a little bit.
Oh, okay. That was my last time asking if you've been up to anything while I'm 28.
Oh.
Just wanted to.
Just ever in general? You're not going to ask me
I'm
tomorrow?
28.
You're not going to ask me tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm going to be 29.
You're not going to... Well, what time were you born?
Like 6 a.m. I think.
Me too, but what if we wake up at 5 and you're like, oh, what's going on?
I won't say that. I'll say, what's up?
Sure.
Specifically for this reason.
Sure. Were you actually born at 6?
I think.
I was born at 6:44.
Wait, because I thought I was born at like 6:40, but now I'm wondering if I'm copying you.
I don't know.
I'm going to text my mom while you start reading the next blog. I don't think she'll remember.
She's not going to remember.
She has 5 children.
She has like 85 kids, and that was like 89 years ago.
It was 29 years ago.
Okay. Anyways, we do have some more important stuff to attend to, being Poll 84 Batch 2. There was a couple known issues that have already been fixed, so I'm not even going to go over them, but they were kind of funny, including...
Oh, you're not going to go over them, even though they're funny?
Okay. The really funny one is...
You said they're funny. You guys don't deserve to hear it.
I thought the really funny one is that you could just straight up lose your rune pouch on death.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hope that they returned them.
Well,
They
I mean, it was hotfixed, so who knows?
Yikes.
Yeah, rest in peace. Besides that, though, getting into the first one, obviously, like you mentioned, the Abyssal Sire rework.
I don't think I mentioned that. I mentioned to you before we started recording.
Oh, I thought you...
No, I just said Poll 84.
Oh, you talked about Alchemical Hydra.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought
I'm hoping I get an Abyssal Demon Task now because I want to try this.
Yeah.
I think
ahead.
we're both going to start.
I haven't done too much Abyssar, so I can't really talk too much about the changes. Honestly, I kind of was just like hitting it and hoping for the best.
So we got a rework. One of the biggest pain points of this boss was the long transition phase, especially the lung phase beforehand, which took on average 17 minutes, it says. That's crazy.
No, it doesn't say that.
With this rework, we've shortened Sire's lung phase to keep the fight moving at a faster pace.
Also, what is your experience with that? Because I felt like that wasn't a very long process.
I think I usually had to stun him at least 2 times. During leagues, when I had bad weapons, I'd have to stun him like 3 times.
Really?
Like, it was like a lung every set.
That is crazy.
Whenever I was the melee build.
Because,
yeah.
I went back. Well, I did him in leagues, and I just did it all in one set.
Yeah. I think it took me a lot longer. I think even with the range one, it took me like I'd have to freeze twice sometimes.
That's embarrassing. Nice.
Okay. Anyway, to further reduce downtime and keep the momentum going, Sire is now targetable during its
During the new word.
During its transition phases, so you won't be left standing around waiting. So that's whenever it switches like from the front, like slowly walks up. You can't do anything right now. It's really annoying. And in order to address the sluggish movement, they've boosted its speed to match the player's running speed. So he's going to make...
Now he's going to be a sprinting boy.
Yeah. For those of you using endgame setups, we've implemented a maximum hit or minimum hit of 50% of your weapon's max hit versus the respiratory systems, allowing you to more reliably finish the phase with a single Shadow Barrage. Demon Bane weapons are now also able to one-shot these vents.
I mean, that's a huge
That's a good
improvement
reason to get
the,
Demon Bane.
I mean, the Scorching Bow is going to be really, really big here.
Oh my gosh, I just had one that I used for a day and I sold. I could have held on to and probably gotten more money for it.
Yeah, that's foolish. Yeah, the Demon Bane weapons are probably big stonks right now, and also it's just really good here, if I had to guess, because...
One shot?
Yeah, you can just one-shot with them pretty reliably, I'm guessing.
To balance out these changes and ensure the fight doesn't become too short, we've increased Sire's hit point by 25 and introduced a 50% damage reduction during its transition phases. This should ensure the challenge is maintained without the unnecessary delays, though kills will still be faster on average than before. A few extra tweaks we've made include removing some blocking terrain in the center of the arena. Scions and spawns have reduced defense from 80 to 50 and 30 to 10, and demon-made weapons are now guaranteed to hit versus spawns.
Nice. That's big.
Cool.
Especially,
really should have kept that synapse.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
That would have been really good.
Oh well. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry. Especially.
No. I was gonna say, yeah, it's just gonna be really good for the bow. Honestly.
Oh yeah. I wish I had that now.
Yeah. The next one is gonna be CM layouts at regular chambers, not
the layouts,
CM,
not the skill.
Yeah, not CM chambers, because that's obviously what's happening here. So for anyone that doesn't know, challenge mode chambers has a preset layout that's the same every single time. So here now in regular chambers, that's also an option. If you don't want to fish for an ideal or just whatever you like to do layout, then you can kind of just get their pre-done layouts here.
I don't know how I feel about this, because now we have a thing saying how large of a layout to generate: small, large, or full.
Full.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. You can.
I think they should have it. I just think that the way that they said it full is weird.
Yeah, I wonder how it's going to work out, because a lot of people obviously like certain strategies, because if you are doing chambers fast, you do want to look for certain rooms that are guaranteed to drop overloads. So I wonder if you might have to do large or even full to get 2 overloads, or like how that's going to work.
I imagine it'd be large, but I'm wondering for like speed times.
Yeah,
you could just select small now.
Yeah, maybe you don't need.
I'm
the
like,
overloads.
I don't need an overload. Just send me in. I got a super combat and a prayer or a prayer arranged pot.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
I honestly wonder if, as a learner, small still might be worth it, because then obviously you're going through less rooms.
Definitely.
And even if you don't have the damage of a overload, you can make them obviously, and that would take more time. Or you can just try and like get as many reps as you possibly can, even without the overloads.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, those are the options: small, large, and full. We haven't tried it, so we don't know what that means, but you can try them out and let us know which one you think is the best.
I want to say something not relevant, but talking about small and large and sizes reminded me, if any of you guys go to Jack in the Box, they have started scamming us.
Yeah, shrinkflation.
They shrunk their drink sizes. Their mediums used to be massive, so I would get it and we'd just share a medium.
And their large used to be like
their large was
like big gulp size.
It was dastardly.
Okay.
And now their large is the medium size, and they changed their medium to the small size, and like no acknowledgement of it, and it's the same price. And I'm like, I feel like I'm being gaslit. No one's acknowledging this.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you guys? It's just our location.
Just our location.
Anyway, continue.
They do just mention that this will be useful for speedrunners looking for obviously the same thing every single time, so they can try it in normal mode and, kind of get used to it. So that'll be a cool little thing for the 5 speedrunners that exist. Also, challenge mode learners.
I need to do CAs, okay?
Yeah, so the challenge mode learners, obviously, if you're not up to the challenge mode, because it is challenging, surprise, you can try it out here in regular mode and get used to it before you jump into it. And also people that just don't like exploring chambers rooms.
Yeah, some people just really like the one shot. Let's go. I like the randomness.
I hate the idea of different things every single time and like having to leave and rework it. It's like, that's so
I kind of like
dated.
just sending it whatever it is, but most people that I raid with, they just want to keep going until we get overloads, obviously.
Yeah.
So I just let them take initiative.
I would have been more down if like I understand it's kind of cool going in and out and like seeing what you get, but I wish I would have been more down if it was random, if I could pick which rooms go in, like which or how many rooms are going to go, like how many maze rooms and how many big rooms.
Well, that's something they were talking about implementing eventually too, right? Whenever they first started.
I have no idea.
I was thinking it should be like The Sims, where there's a randomizer dice that you can just keep clicking, so you don't have to keep leaving over and over again.
Yeah,
but I guess that's to refresh the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, that would have been cool if it's like, all right, I'll be down. It's going to take longer, but the chances of me getting, whatever overload or whatever will be higher with like 2 mazes. So I'll do 2 mazes in 2 big rooms.
Yeah.
I'd be more down to that. It's just annoying. It's like you can RNG get like trash rooms technically like 50 to 100 times in a row. That doesn't happen, obviously, but that could happen.
I like how you don't do chambers because you're like, how many puzzles room to get an overload? I'm like, you get overloads from the big bosses, actually.
I was saying separately, I know you get overloads from Tecton and things
I just
like that.
want to have something. Let me have this.
That's not a good thing to have.
I don't
That's
like
basic knowledge.
I don't like that you can't change the chambers pet into anything. Why not a little shaman guy?
Anything.
The shaman room? You can't have a little shaman.
Yeah, I know.
Can't have crabs, can't have ice demon. What's up with that?
I mean, the crabs, the ice demon makes no sense, but the crabs and the shamans are not even close to Chambers exclusives.
Mystics
are just skeletons.
And maybe I want that.
Okay.
I just think it's kind of weird.
Anyways,
that's all. Not a big
something
deal.
I also thought was weird is Chinchampa insurance.
I think I like this, actually.
I don't like it.
So Chinchampas are the little fluffs you work so hard for, and it sucks to lose them to disconnect or PVM death. Ain't that the truth?
Then don't die.
Huh?
Then don't die.
Oh, you can't help if you're DC'd. No more of that. As of this update, and any unprotected chins go straight to your gravestone or death pallet, just like normal items, so you have a chance to recover them. We've also replaced the destroy option with drop, resulting in them being dropped on the ground as any other item would, instead of running away.
Lame.
Also, so they stop exploding themselves, because like that, I assume that's what would be happening.
You should drop them, and they should deal the damage
to you.
Yeah.
That would be really funny.
You can just like suicide bomb people.
Both of those changes mean that your Chinchampa will stick around like any other Elite would in PVM. However, it will not apply in PvP. You will just lose it to the PK air.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, obviously.
The next one that is actually a good change, in my opinion, is a new agility shortcut if you want to get into the special garden after you've done
Ella Maria or something's garden.
Yeah, I don't know. After you've done the Garden of Tranquility quest and have 35 agility, then you can just jump into there instead of going all the way around through the king's like little area, through the kitchen. And stuff. Yeah,
there's a clue step back there, so this is very handy.
This is very handy, and also it's actually a garden, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I wish you could plant something there, so this would be really cool, but
yeah,
I don't think
nice.
you can.
There's just a little trellis that you can climb up though, so it also just looks cute too.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, Kando hammers on Entrana. When it comes to entering Entrana with weapons, it's a case of you shall not pass. I feel like they're trying to copy our short from the other week.
Yeah, probably.
No, they're literally trying to copy us. Like we said, you shall not pass. Now they're saying you shall not pass. And it's like,
you know who actually copied us was Gandalf the Grey.
Who's that?
Exactly, right?
He's copying us?
He copied us.
I'm over it. Yeah. I'm literally over it.
Embarrassing.
Anyway, but Kamdo Hammer being on this list is a bit of a head scratcher because it's considered a weapon. A weapon that has 0 stats and doesn't even speed up unarmed combat. So why can't it be brought onto Entrana? One skiller even reported that their niche methods could benefit from bringing the hammer, as it could save inventory space. Because of this reason, we are now going to have the option to bring Kamdo Hammer, either the main hand or the offhand variants, onto Entrana if you want.
Yeah, cool.
I like how this singular skiller was like, hey, why don't we have this? And they were like, damn, you're right.
True.
Okay. You guys, I guess, ask more questions. Sometimes it pays off.
Yeah. Also, this is honestly really big. I've noticed this since I first made my first account.
I thought it already changed. So I was so confused during the bingo. I was like, I feel like that's still happening.
Yeah, it was. So they've now changed it so that when moving fishing spots, for anyone that doesn't know, there's a bug that lasted a really long time. I don't know, maybe since forever.
Is it even a bug? I feel like it was just the game.
Yeah, I don't know. So if you go from one fishing spot, it disappears. And then you go to another fishing spot because that's the new one that just appeared. There's a weird delay and you have to click the fishing spot like a million times or wait until your character finishes what they were doing and then click it again.
Yeah.
Like it takes like a full 30 seconds to a minute to restart fishing.
You know what always happens to me is I'm running and I spec my harpoon while I'm running to save time. And then I click it. And then I'm doing whatever and I look over and I was never fishing. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, come on.
I'll literally click like a million times until it
until you see the XP
until
drop.
I actually see the fish start getting in my inventory.
Yeah. Next, moving into future stuff, like that, not part of the poll.
Yeah.
Yama is 2 weeks away. They are not changing the armor as of yet, but they posted a picture of it compared to other armor, I think to show us that the white's not as crazy as it seems. It's a little duller. It's still kind of bright.
I think...
I don't
the exact opposite. I thought that this looked trash.
I love the red. The white and black reminds me of Graceful. The symbol in the chest just reminds me of Graceful.
I'm going to retract my previous statement, and
Okay.
I'm going to say that both sets look bad.
I kind of like the first design more of the Corrupted.
That I highly dislike that it is straight up hardcore red.
Yeah, it's the same exact color.
It is the same exact color.
What other color can they do?
It looks exactly like just an ornate version of the hardcore set, which I don't like for many reasons.
Yeah. It does look like exactly like the hardcore set.
It is not even a remotely different shade like
they
Inquisitor.
did like the little eyedropper tool and brought it over.
Yeah, like Inquisitor has different things about it. This just looks like you've like tumbled into a bunch of metal wearing your hardcore outfit and it was the same
I think
color.
what makes me think I like it is the helms are pretty sick.
The plume
and the
on the
shoulder,
helm is cool.
The pointy shoulders are cool. The rest is fine.
The thing is, brother, like medieval armor lasted for such a long period of time and there were so many variations. You couldn't find some other look or some other color that was, one, less ornate, two, didn't have boots that looked like these aren't boots. The shin guards are bigger than the thighs.
I was gonna say,
how big are your shins?
Massive.
Like this
Doing
person,
the calf presses
this person's only doing like front shin muscle exercises.
Yeah.
Because those things, it's literally bigger than their thighs.
I think that these are gonna get updated, but the question is, will it be before it comes out?
I don't know how the rest of people feel, but the community
doesn't like it.
Right? Overall, I think, I don't know by like a ton. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but a lot of people do not like these designs.
Yeah.
Especially seeing them lined up with the other armors. The red, you might like it. Cool. Whatever. The white is just, no one likes the white.
It's too white.
I think I saw one post where someone was like, I like the white, and they're wrong.
I think if it was duller and if they didn't have the black marks in the middle, because that looks like the Graceful thing. I hate how much it looks like Graceful to me.
I think the white is weird. Especially,
but we wanted the white.
Especially, I wanted a lighter color.
Yeah.
Especially in juxtaposition of this comes from a demon.
Yeah.
And the Justicar set, which has literal crosses on it, is not even remotely close. That's a steel color.
Yeah.
And this is whiter. The demon armor is whiter than the actual literal golden cross armor.
It's very
thematically, this makes no sense.
It's like bluish tint because it's so bright white.
it is incredible. It's like when people get not dentures, but when they get
they whiten their teeth and it's too much.
No, not even the teeth whitening. When they get veneers.
Oh yeah, and they're too white. And it's like weird.
The porcelain veneers, and it's like that is uncanny. That is like uncanny valley white.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is not. Yeah, like I said, there's so many other armors to take.
I'm convinced that they're gonna change it.
Like from the design to the color, I'm going back on my word. I used to think this looked good. I think the design still looks better than the original. Colors look worse.
I think I'd like it more if it didn't have the little marks. What?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if they changed the white one, they could change the marks to be a different color, not the same exact black color.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know.
The thing we're talking about is in this blog, there's a lineup of Torva Inquisitor, both of the Yama armors, Justicar with Ancestral at the end, showing front and back. And this also made me realize, Torva looks trash.
Yeah. But
Torva is disgusting.
I just don't get why we're going away from cute armor. Put Bandos on here. Bandos was cute.
If you put Bandos in the middle of this picture, it would blow the others away.
It would, and you know what else? Crystal armor.
Okay.
When you're a female character with the crystal skirt,
let's
it's so
down.
cute.
Okay.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
We're talking about good armor sets like Bandos.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, you guys need to go back to the drawing board. We got plenty of full sets of armor. If you do this one, at least make it different.
Yeah.
Not hardcore 2.0. And maybe just don't make it a full set of armor next time too. It comes from a demon. There's so many other options.
We wanted it, but yeah, now we're looking like fools now.
I mean, you could have done like some smoldering effects. Like this is best in slot stuff.
I know. I'm trying to think how they could have done like an orangey color.
Like demonic horns. Like this
horns
looks like regular
cool.
armor.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm convinced that they're going to change these. If not before it comes out, in a year.
They have 2 weeks.
Weird.
They have 2 weeks. I think they'll change it.
Yeah. I want horns now that you said that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, lava, anything, demons,
something,
imps, wings,
or like a skull.
I don't know.
That'd be too weird.
Like look at any other, literally any other demon oriented armor sets from other games. Maybe take some inspiration or something. Black, good colors, gray, not white. You could do a lighter,
like darker white, light
gray. You could do a lighter color, just maybe not actually pure white.
Yeah, no,
like you're whiter than the White Knights. I don't even know how that happens.
Before we move on, I did want to update you guys that my mom texted me because I was like, "What time was I born?" And she said, "Let me look." And then 4 minutes later, I don't know where she looked. To be clear, she just keeps them, dude, in her back pocket. I know. I was born at 9 a.m.
Oh, so
she even said, "Kind of late for a planned C-section," with this little like inquisitive emoji.
Okay.
So I am projecting and trying to be you.
Yeah.
I also thought I was born at 6:44. Made that up.
Totally. Actually, not even remotely close.
2.5 hours off, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
other changes.
Something almost as interesting as we have some other changes. Lilies of the Sand can now be correctly used from the reagent pouch when making Menify remedies.
The monks of Intrana now allow you to take the carrot costume hat to their island.
Yeah, before it was pretty pointy.
Pretty scary.
Some tiles on the upper floor of the southern end of Ferox were not acting as safe zones.
in PvP worlds.
Classic.
Echo boots can now be reverted to guardian boots on a free-to-play world in case you want to sell them.
And adjusting the placement of the gravestone timer in relation to the dead man state icon so that the time can be read easier.
Pawn of Nietzsche is now correctly spelled in the Max Cave teleport menu.
Yikes. And they fixed a typo in the chat box that appears while creating a prestige GIM.
What do you think it said?
It said,
like
you can never get this. And that was it.
Oh, love that.
That's it, though. That's all.
Pretty good stuff. Yeah. I'm pleased with it.
Better than I thought we were going to get this week. I didn't think we'd get those poll changes. Remember when we waited like 8 months for one of those poll changes?
I think it was 76.
Yeah.
Probably.
It was the one with the Gardens of the Rift stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God, that took forever.
We waited like literally almost a year.
I remember because we kept making jokes about it. We were like, where's that going to happen?
But we can move on to the questions. Thanks again for submitting your questions. As always, feel free to do so yourself if you want to be featured.
Socials are down at the bottom, or I'll say them at the end. First question, sorry, they're having conversations here, is from Harriger. If you die in a sea combat and no one in combat at sea and no one picks up your items, what would you think about a random but low chance that washes up to the near shore and sits there for 60 minutes invisible to all players before disappearing? I'm assuming it would have to be PvP.
Yeah, it would have to be PvP related.
Can you imagine, like, just you got poisoned and you died, just like randomly, and your stuff just washed away?
That would be sick. Just in your house.
It wouldn't even be able to work on PvP because it's supposed to drop for the person.
Yeah.
Maybe if the person that killed you is an iron because they can't pick it up, so it washes ashore.
I don't know.
I guess it's supposed to be an iron.
What if specifically there was a? I'll try to spin this so that it's not as heinous because I think this is meant for PVM.
I think it is, and you're a maniac for that, Harker.
Yeah.
I should delete the question, you sicko.
But it
would be funny in PvP, but you had concerns.
As I do, I will take this as seriously as possible and pretend that going into a boss, they introduce a new at-sea boss. A Kraken potentially,
and you risk it all there.
But not like the stupid Kraken we have, but like an actual
like a giant squid.
Cool Kraken. Yeah, squid Kraken, cool. Whatever. But you're fighting it, and going into it, you got to know your stuff because there is a 1% chance one of your pieces of things you have equipped gets removed.
Like falls off you onto the ground.
It falls off you onto the ground.
You can pick it up. Unless you're about to die or something.
Yeah, you can pick it up if you don't pick it up. And also, like maybe if you die, there's a 1% chance that you remove one thing.
When TOA first came out and someone dropped their fang.
Oh, yeah.
And the tiles disappeared and they lost it.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was worth more than 9 mil at the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're probably fine now. But yeah, I think if there's like maybe, let's just make it as simple as possible.
Okay.
Let's say there is like a suction cup boss, and you know, whenever he kills you, the suction cup, you know, thematically takes one of your pieces off of you, and your body washes up, and your, let's say your like item washes up relatively close, like maybe a few maps within you, within like where you spawn,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of spawn randomly on like a, you know, one of the relatively close shores, and but it's like kind of random, so people can't just like wait and camp out you dying.
Yeah, because that's what he was afraid of at first. He was like, you could just hang out at the shore.
Yeah, but like let's say like,
But
oh,
would people have lookouts on every shore?
no, because I don't think it'd be like so common that it would
It'd
be
be like
worth it.
once
And
every
it could
20
be,
days,
it could be
something.
like, oh, someone dropped like 500, you know, sapphire bolts. Like, who
Yeah,
cares?
okay.
Like, but like obviously once in a while you would get like,
The T-bone.
yeah, maybe a big shot was doing it. It's like not an end game boss, so like you maybe get a fang every once in a while if you're lucky, but chances are it's gonna be like a whip or something,
Mhm.
or maybe a scythe if someone's crazy and just balling. But yeah, like maybe there's a 1% chance one of your items in your inventory or on your person drops and spawns within like 3 maps, like 3 loaded maps of wherever you wake up on the shore. And you can either go get it or someone else goes and gets it, but it'll like be there the whole time.
It's kind of scary.
Like I said, no one's gonna go for that, but that's like maybe something cool
Yeah.
that would like be like, all right, dude, have you tried this boss? No, because I don't want to lose any gear. You know, it's like that could be a thing.
Yeah, that's funny. I would not want it in game, but I think it'd be funny to see something wash up.
Yeah, it would give a 1% chance.
1%
for
is too
you-
much. It would
for
have
you
to be like
get the,
0.01.
No, because it can do stuff from your inventory too. So that's why I was like, 1% is
Oh,
not that
it
big
could
a
be
deal.
a Karambwan.
It could just be a one, could be a brew, could be, you know, 7,000 dragon arrows. Who knows?
Okay. Matt actually replied saying, I like this. Would encourage players to be a tiny bit less AFK while fishing. Imagine if there are 30 fishers in Catherine and all of a sudden a third age item washes up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I got my
I
money
don't
with
know
that
who's going
Elijah
into
shield.
combat on a third age, but yeah.
I mean, just they were showing off to their friends and they forgot and it was in the inventory.
That does remind me, people were complaining that the white Yama armor looks like third age.
I never see third age, so whenever I see in game, every single time I'm like, what is that? And someone has to tell me.
It is white, silver, and black.
Oh, but white, silver, and black's like I'm a good combo. If it was more
Yeah.
silvery,
It's
it look
just
nice.
it's a similar combo to that.
Yeah, that's
to the
funny.
Yama armor.
Next question is from, trying to find it. It's from Matt. I have a question. Hypothetically, and I know this won't happen, if OSRS were to suffer the fate of RS3, that is, an old school version is made of OSRS, what is a major part of the current game that you would like to be removed for old school RuneScape? I would say Nightmare Zone.
Really? Nightmare Zone.
I was wondering, because I don't know when Nightmare Zone was added, but I don't know if they meant what part that's been added since the original would you remove. But I already know your answer.
No.
And it's something that was in the original.
I was joking. I said the wilderness.
You
But
weren't joking, and it's okay.
honestly, I think smithing. I'm not even kidding. I think it is the
You went from
worst
smithing
skill.
to a whole ass skill.
Yeah. Because I think if they from the beginning redesigned it, because it doesn't even match up with mining. It never has.
Yeah.
So if it from the beginning made sense and matched up with mining to a degree, it'd be like, all right, cool. And also they need to also redo mining. So mine's going to be both mining and smithing because there's so much there if Dragon wasn't the end game of the original game.
I should just make my answer. I think they should just get rid of the entire skill of magic.
Sure, dude. Whatever.
Every spell in the game is just gone.
Good. Yeah, mine's not that it's removed. Mine's that it's reworked
Rebranded.
from the inception of old school.
Like it's essentially new skill.
Yeah, the you know, they're all like, all right, we're redoing it, but everyone knows the skill sucks. We're just gonna make it good from the beginning.
Yeah.
And so it's not gonna be anything crazy. Like you're not gonna be able to make obsidian because it's still old school. But it'd be like, all right, now everything is makeable at level 80, leaving room for 90 plus or 80 plus. And the highest thing you can make is dragon.
Yeah.
That would be cool, but you can't still make like the dragon full helm and the dragon plate body. That would still be
Not like
got.
the uniques.
Yeah, that would still be got through other ways. But yeah, like
Dragon
a dragon
arrows.
dragon sim, if you have it unlocked, you can make it and you can use it. Or like dragon daggers, if you have, that unlocked. It's the same thing. Because it's like I get that originally in RuneScape that was like stuff that was really good gear, but I mean, you move past it. Like it's the chance if a game's alive, it's a live service game, you'll move past it. So
Yeah.
it's like that's just destiny, honestly.
What I would choose, I don't know, to be honest. So I was getting inspired by your hatred for mining, your hatred for smithing.
True.
Get rid of Lovikinge.
What the hell?
I
That's not even in the original game.
I don't know. I just feel
Corinne was
annoyed.
added way later.
Yeah, but they didn't specify what was going on.
They said old school.
Well, then they're definitely gonna get rid of
This
it.
is 2007 game, not
Can I
2010-ish.
just tell you guys that Lovikinge is the most annoying place because you have to make those stupid bars to make stupid armor.
How often are you there?
I have to go for clue scrolls, and every time I do, I'm annoyed.
Oh god.
And then you go into that one area for clue scroll, and the clouds are hitting you, and it's too much.
Oh
It's too
god.
much. It's too much.
Yeah, what? That's crazy. The clouds. What are you gonna have to do? Drink?
Okay.
Eat? What?
Okay. I don't
They
know.
do 1 damage.
It felt like so much every time I'm there.
Yeah.
I think it's more than one and you're lying.
Sure.
Or it's like one, but it's like they hit every 0.5 ticks.
I mean, the thing is, it's not that much because you have to mine a lot while tanking it. So it's like, it can't be that much.
I swear to God, I was not mining a lot. I would get messed up and I'd go and get wines.
Okay. Well, that's your fault. I don't know why you're. Wines heal for like 4.
It was a long time ago that I had to do this, okay?
Oh, so it's not recent that you've been there. Okay.
No, I've been there for clues, but I'm thinking about whenever I was working on the favor, which we don't even have anymore.
Yeah, true. Rest in peace,
Thank
favor.
God you guys don't, none of you have to do favor. It was really annoying.
Big favor.
Yeah, there's not really anywhere specific that I could think of that I'd want to get rid of or anything. Maybe like low-key the wilderness, but or no, keep the wilderness but get rid of PvP because I actually like the wilderness.
Rework the wilderness from the beginning.
And make it all. I mean, it can be PvP, but they can't attack me.
It should only be ever honor PKing 1v1.
Yes.
There's no multi.
And you can't attack me.
And bring back being able to the whole wilderness being one way.
Yes.
I honestly, this is gonna.
I get the vibe. Like they want clans, we find clans, but that's not what happens.
I honestly, I know this is gonna be a cringe take.
Go for it.
And that's totally fine. I don't PK. This is just totally obviously a non-PKer's take.
Yes.
I liked it more when it wasn't singles plus and it was just singles and I could box a dragon.
I never was able to do that because I was always so scared I would just run away and die.
I'd be like, that's because the thing is, if you're stuck in 30, that is such a long run.
I didn't realize you can't go into Ferox either. One time I ran all the way and it was like, you cannot go in. And I was like, what? And I was ring to the ditch.
And it's like, if you're stuck in 40, obviously you got to run to at least 30, which feels like a lifetime. And if you're telly blocked and you have to run all the way if you run all the way to 5, then it's like, brother, that is like a lifetime and a half. Like I have aged beyond 100 years at that point.
I got so tilted during the bingo. I was playing off stream killing Calvarion and someone was PKing me, chasing me all the way to the ditch. And they kept landing. They're entangled or whatever. It was so annoying. And they killed me when I was, I think, 2 tiles away from safety.
Yeah.
It was so annoying. And then they were like, good fight. And I didn't say anything. But I was like, it was not a good fight.
Honestly, I had always felt like since they made in the entire wilderness singles plus, they should have reduced the teleblock timer.
Teleblock timer is actually like a huge amount of time.
Really long time.
I was just like, oh, cool, 5 minutes. I couldn't even run around for that long if I wanted to.
Because the thing for me is like, I don't like playing games on edge for a long time. Like I could
for a little bit's okay.
I could do like Escape from Tarkov for sometimes because it would be like, for 30 minutes you're like cracked out. Like it. Oh, what's that sound? What does that sound?
Yeah.
Oh, who did I see someone? What is someone coming? Like stuff like that. But if I'm gonna be AFKing in the wilderness for like 17 hours or something over the next week, I'm not gonna be paying attention. So it's like if a guy comes over and I can, in my mind prepare the brain starts cranking because I was just AFK for like 4
Cranking
hours.
it up.
And I'm like, all right, cool. He's going to attack me, obviously. I got to get ready to go. But it's like, at any point, they can just roll up now. At any point, you're fighting zombies, doesn't matter. You're fighting a boss, doesn't matter. They just roll up, freeze you, you're dead.
Yeah.
Immediately double spec, you're dead.
I really like the wilderness too, like all the bosses and stuff. But I guess that's part of why the bosses are fun. They're so easy because they're in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you made it this far, let me know if you like singles or singles plus more.
I have not noticed a difference because I get PK'd no matter what.
Yeah, I always like singles more.
Okay. I probably do too. I prefer no one attacking me.
Yeah.
That's my main preference.
I don't really have a big like opinion on honor no honor, but I do think
honor seems more fun though.
I thought honor was more interesting, kind of, but also I just think I'm not good enough at tribe breeding, so I'll never do that.
Well, yeah, I'm just never gonna be able to PvP.
Yeah.
Maybe someday I'll learn, like, because I do want some of the collection logs from LMS. LMS is actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
But regular PvP, no. I'm good.
Yeah. Anyways, we don't PvP, so.
We clearly do not PvP. Oh, one more thing. I'm starting Accutane. I started tonight, and my face is going to probably break out like crazy. So that's going to be really interesting to see. And if you're watching the video, I wanted to show you guys how insane the packaging is because you're not supposed to get pregnant. Every single pill capsule has a, like, no pregnant person crossed out on it. Anyway, that's just letting you guys know I might be really broken out next week, and I'll probably be insecure about it. So if I talk about it, I won't be.
Yeah, make fun of her.
Oh, that'd be so messed up.
But yeah,
Wait,
that's gonna be it.
can I share a short story?
Oh.
When I was like 18 or 17, I moved into my sister's house, and these little neighbor kids would come and like stop by because they liked her baby and they liked her small dog. And one of them was like talking about her freckles, and I was like, "Oh, I don't have any freckles." And she's like, "Yeah, you do." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "All your little red freckles." She's talking about my acne. And I still think about that. I laughed. It didn't hurt my feelings. I just thought that was really funny that she didn't know what acne was. But I was like, damn, kids are brutal, even on accident.
Same.
Anyway, outro.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Thanks for listening this week. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, then check out some of our socials.
Yeah, so last time saying the socials as a 28-year-old, we have our Twitter and TikTok are Bunebapeosrs. Our Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram are Bunebape. I stream 4 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. I'm going to stream sometime this Friday for my birthday, but I don't know what time. So if you want to be there, discord.gg/Bunebape. That's where it posts whenever I go live. So come say hi if you want. Come say happy birthday to me. Come say, haha, you're basically an employed loser.
True.
And I might cry.
But if even if you do or don't, thanks for listening. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all
very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.